All right, welcome back to another episode of the Scuttlebutt Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Combat Chaps.
Hey
How's it going,
guys,
buddy?
what's going on?
Today we have Marine veteran Brad Bell. Before we get into his story,
The
I want to give
esteemed, the
I want to
esteemed Brad Bell
the
of West
esteemed.
Tennessee.
How's it
The
going,
esteemed.
Before we get into Brad Bell, I want to thank our Patreon members, our show sponsor, Proven Valor. Thank you guys for helping us out. Your money goes a long way to the program, what we do. We turn it into a nonprofit, and our goal here is to send veterans and first responders to sporting events. So you guys got a basketball team down there, man. Maybe I can score some tickets and send you to a basketball game one day. Today we're sitting with Brad Bell. He is a Marine veteran. He's a VFW member.
Yeah.
IW. Are you still a coordinator?
Yes, I'm the coordinator of the
Yes.
Reverend Warriors Memphis.
Reverend
Sure.
Warriors Memphis.
It's a good hike, man. It's a good hike.
Do you actually live in Memphis?
I do. Suburb of Memphis, Lakeland, but it's like I could throw a rock to Memphis city limits from my house.
So how far away do you live from the pyramid?
About 20 minutes.
Everyone talks about the pyramid.
That's the only thing I know about
So
Memphis.
great.
It's like the 14th largest pyramid in the world or some shit. I don't know.
It's
And
pretty
Memphis
cool,
has
man.
one. That's a Bass Pro now.
What was it before?
It was the pyramid, but it was a sports venue and a concert hall. I mean, I can remember when they broke ground to build the pyramid, it was called the Tomb of Doom because that's where the University of Memphis used to play. So they called it the Tomb of Doom in the 90s.
No way.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just assumed it was a Bass Pro Shops all this time.
No, it was a sports venue and concert venue.
Excellent. So that's the only thing I know about Memphis other than Elvis Presley lived there, and you guys have pretty good barbecue, I hear.
And
We
Justin,
got really good barbecue, and we're really known for our Infinities with drive-out tags that drive recklessly. Like that's something else you can't be in Memphis and not see is the fins with drive-outs.
Hey, you can't forget Justin Timberlake. He's from Memphis.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, he is.
See, you learn something new every day.
Dude, I learned that last year, and I didn't even know that. I'm like, Justin Timberlake's from Memphis, Tennessee? Really? Wow.
Right on.
He got out quick.
We even got a golf course somewhere out here, Miramachi or some shit.
So, hey, Brad, why don't you introduce yourself to our guests?
Who are you?
Our watchers, our
So
viewers.
I am Brad Bell. I am a 10-year Marine combat veteran. Have a couple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yep.
And, that's just really about my military history there. Currently, within the veteran community, I am the senior vice commander of my VFW post 5066 in Collierville, Tennessee. I am the local coordinator for a veterans nonprofit for suicide prevention called Irreverent Warriors Memphis, where we bring veterans together using humor and camaraderie to improve mental health and prevent veterans
suicide.
I'm also partnering with another veteran service organization called Flanders Fields, which is helping trying to combat the homeless veterans that are suffering from PTSD and coupled with substance abuse, which is right up my alley because I did spend 3 years homeless and I am a recovering poor life choice maker. I like when alcohol consumes my life, and I like to do illegal drugs when I get so down from drinking too much. But I've not made those choices for almost 4 years now. So That's just part of my story.
Me too, baby. Me too, baby. 4 years and 4 months today.
Hell yeah.
So what illegal drug was your choice?
Methamphetamine.
Oh, shit.
I was part of Team No Sleep. For alcohol, for years, alcohol was my master. And then coupled with enough trauma and, life choices, I was introduced to methamphetamine, and it filled the void that alcohol quit serving its purpose for. So I just kind of switched my stance up a little bit for a couple years, and that really accelerated my downward spiral. I threw gambling into the mix as well. So alcohol use, methamphetamine, and gambling, and my life just shattered before me, before I even knew what was really happening.
So how do you get off of methamphetamines?
A lot of treatment, people, places, and things. I spent a year in a treatment program. I got in trouble here in the local area, and I was looking at a 5-year sentence in prison. And Shelby County Veterans Court came in and picked up my case, and they rehabilitated me. They put me through anger management. They put me through moral recognition therapy. They did all these different things, every excuse that I could come up with to be like why I can't do something or why I'm feeling a type of way. They literally cleared that obstacle for me and assisted me for a year. I spent 10 months in their transitional living facility and a little over a year in their program. They do a graduation every 3 months. They've got anywhere around 100 clients in their program at any given time here in the area. And they were really like the catalyst event to like what the life I live today. Ultimately, I give it to a higher power. I give it to God, because he's the one that opened that door. And he's the one that gave me a second chance. But they were the foundation and the organization that came in and like really got in the weeds with me.
Yes. So I love hearing stories like yours on this show. One, because I think there's somebody out there that needs to hear this, and like you literally could be changing somebody's life right now, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, I was just talking to a guy at work. He's like, "Man, you're always doing something like this, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, because if my poor life choice and my mistakes in life, and if I'm transparent and open about it, and someone hears it and realizes that there's a little bit of hope for them, they might hold on for a little bit longer. Because I almost became a statistic in 2018. I had almost given up hope, and I was on the verge of becoming a statistic of one of those 22 that we're all fighting to try to reduce that number.
Yeah, well, thank
Brad,
God.
I was sorry, Flake. I was actually just having that same conversation. I had that same conversation last night. People, they're like, "Why do you do so much stuff, Andrew?" Because of what Brad and I went through. Brad went to Veterans Treatment Court. I did too. It changed my life. And that's what I said to him. I was like, because of my higher power, because of God, and my refusal to get back into the bottle, this is why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for other people. I'm doing service work, and that's what Brad's doing. That's what you're doing, Fleek. We're all doing service, Fleek, in this chat right now, which is amazing.
Yeah. So, are you a Hollywood Marine?
I am not a Hollywood Marine. I went to
Yes.
Yeah, right on. I always got to ask
they didn't have movie cameras and the thrills that the Hollywood Marines got. We had sand fleas and alligators and shit.
Yeah, we did, and snakes, big ones.
What year did you join the Marine Corps?
2006, and I got out in 2015.
Damn.
Deployed to Iraq, deployed to Afghanistan, spent a lot of time in Eastern Europe at my last unit training foreign militaries to somewhat operate like the Marine Corps to prevent a large-scale U.S. presence later on down the line.
Interesting.
Damn. What was your MOS?
Logistics.
Is that 06? That's 06, right?
No, 04, and then supply administration. A lot of lateral collateral duties and stuff like that.
Okay.
Hey, Andrew, check your settings. Are you using the right microphone? Because you sound distant.
I am.
No, I'm saying it in the system. If you hit settings down there and go to audio.
Yeah, hold on.
Go to settings, audio.
Yeah,
What mic do you see?
I got the web. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you want to hit the drop down, pick your Jabra.
Jabra.
Or your headset or whatever. Go ahead.
You got to speak grunt with him.
Yeah.
Like, you got to write his instructions in crayon.
Hey, easy, Marine.
Hey, man, I'm a poke. Y'all poke fun at me. I'm going to poke fun at you.
How many?
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, is that better? Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's way better. All right, sorry for the technical delays, everybody, but Andrew's a typical grunt.
Hey, listen, easy, killer. Damn.
Just throw rocks at it; it'll be all right.
No, I had to. This is the second day we've done an interview, and
yeah, it is.
the intro was kind of slow. Am I? What the hell's going on here?
You good there?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my thing.
Are you using the correct?
Hold
so
on.
Go back to settings and this time go to camera. What camera does it say?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
You might be using the wrong camera. Damn it, Andrew.
Hold on. Hello.
Look,
yeah.
now you're gone.
How's that?
Wow.
Better?
Hello.
Okay. Is that better?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're using some fancy background, man.
I know, man.
Dude, that is not my house. That is definitely not my house.
You have some weird stuff going on.
It's a fake one. Sorry, dude. I was trying to get this redness out of my face, and I wanted to use the other camera, but I'm going to the dermatologist on the 6th to take care of all of this shit.
Just wear a hat, buddy.
Hey, dude, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe Iraq is catching up with me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
All those burn pits.
It's the PACT Act, okay? The VA should take care of all of this right here.
They should.
Sorry, we didn't mean to derail.
Can we get back to Brad Bell now?
We can get back to Brad Bell right now. And we should keep all of this shit because it's awesome. People like to see our fuck ups.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we are far from perfect. That's for sure.
Only one perfect person in the world, and that's God.
Yes. So, let's talk about your deployments. Where'd you go to first? Iraq?
Iraq first. It was just drawdown type stuff, but we were still, in a little bit of conflict. So a little sporadic stuff here and there, but nothing major. It was just that one was pretty good. Afghanistan really kind of took a toll on me mentally and emotionally, physically, because we were a command element out of Camp Pendleton at that time. We did 15 months. Like, instead of doing a 7-month deployment, the command element spent the entire 15 months there. That was just a long fucking 15 months.
Marines, we're not even supposed to do that. We're not supposed to go that long.
Well, they sent me home for 2 weeks for R&R for 10 days. So that's their escape to be able to be there that long, is as long as you're not boots on ground for X amount of days, and you have some R&R thrown in there somewhere, that allows them to do them concurrently like that. So technically, like, I was actually in country for 3 different operations within the same deployment. It was 12 TAC 1, 12 TAC 2, and 13 TAC 1.
Damn.
So it was a long time, man. And that's really, I always kind of looked back on things now, like, and I was always doing things kind of alcoholically. Drinking in excess and the life of the party, and being a professional blackout or pass out artist. But when I came home in 2012 is really when the switch kind of flipped from where drinking was fun to, like, drinking became a necessity to change the way that I felt, because I was in pain and I just didn't know it. Like, the things that I had been through and the emotional toll that I had experienced. It was just one of those things that I did not know that I was changing in that manner, but it became a necessity. By the time I came home from Afghanistan, I really started drinking heavily. It started affecting my home life. I was married at the time with 2 kids. And then I went to Virginia Beach to a Marine Corps Security Cooperation Group. It was a very small detachment. And like I said earlier in the introduction, our sole purpose was training foreign militaries to kind of operate and act like the Marine Corps to prevent a large scale U.S. presence later on down the line. During that duty station, I would figure up like what my per diem was going to be when I would go to these countries, and I would take out a payday loan based on what my per diem was going to be to support my alcohol habit while I was over in this country, and then pay off the payday loan when I got my per diem check. And I did that for 3.5 years every time I went to one of these countries for 30 to 45 days.
Holy
And not
shit.
once did I ever like check myself and be like, is that normal? Like, am I okay in doing this? That was the disease of alcoholism that I was really ramping up to full blown alcoholism. And that's when it really became my master.
Wow.
I served 10 years honorably somehow. I'm a really damn good Marine. I lead others really well and I get the job done. My nickname, towards the end of my Marine Corps career was Sergeant Brad, make shit happen Bell. Like
Nice.
the commander, full bird colonel in the command, the XO, you name it, Sergeant Major would be like, give it to Bell, he'll figure it out, he'll get it done. So like my fit reps were all outstanding and promote ahead of peers and you name it, like I was just a really good Marine.
4-6,
But I was an
4-6.
alcoholic. But I didn't know it. And then I got out in 2015, and within 6 months, my now ex-wife left, and rightfully so. And she took the kids and didn't come back and moved to Kentucky. And within about 3 months after that, I was homeless. The foundation of being a Marine and having a purpose was out from under me. So all of my like character defects that like the Marine Corps kind of masked, because I had a sense of purpose and I had some foundation and I had a monthly paycheck coming in. All that was out the window. And within 9 months of separating from the Marine Corps, I was homeless. And I spent in that vicious cycle for about 3 years.
Now, Brad, I actually last night I did fire watch for 25 homeless men at First Baptist Church. We do coldest nights, so when it gets cold, we feed these guys and we house them. And I'm just starting to learn about this problem of homelessness. Were you a chronic homeless person?
Yes.
Would you be considered one of or for the 3 years? That's considered chronic homelessness, right?
Yeah. For 3 years, I did not have a place of my own. If I got to sleep inside somewhere, it was at a friend's house, and I would usually, ride that out until the dope ran out or something ran out that either I didn't have something that they needed or they didn't have something that I needed. And then I just moved on to the next place, just kind of bouncing around from place to place, but no real stability. So yes, that was chronic homelessness. I mean, I slept in my car when I had a car. If the car ran, it just stayed parked there, but it was, it had a soft seat cushion that I could lay my head down sometimes.
Were you getting any help from the state or anything?
No.
At that time?
No, at that time, I let my pride and ego get in the way of asking for help. Not once in that 3 years did I think anything was really wrong. I just continued. I kind of just chalked it up and accepted that that's what my life had become. And that's part of what the problem with homelessness is. A lot of the homeless that you're going to see on the streets, there's a lot of mental health issues. They don't fit into the normal society. So they're labeled outcasts.
Yep.
So there's not necessarily a lot of help for them. Mine was just more stubbornness. I didn't want to raise that white flag and finally throw my hands in the air and say, I have a problem. Please, someone help. My family knew it. When and if I ever got invited to like a family dinner, like they would all ask me, like, are you okay? Like, you do not look okay. And I'd be like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Because that was my pride and my ego getting in the way of saying, like, I am hurting. Something is the matter. Please help me. And that's kind of where Shelby County Veterans Court came in. Like when I got screened for that program when I was in jail, it was a VA representative. I did check the box when I got arrested that last time that I was a veteran. And because I'm a veteran, Shelby County automatically routes all of those charges to the Veterans Court program to get screened. And I got interviewed by a VA representative. And I still remember that lady, the look on that lady's face, like when she saw me, like I know the look of hopelessness that I was probably portraying, like because I was at that point so hopeless and in desperation to do something different. I had finally gotten in enough pain, and I was willing to do anything and whatever it takes to not feel the way that I was feeling at that point.
Yep, that's the downward spiral right there. That sounds very, yeah. I've been there. I mean, not to that extreme, but I've definitely been down the. I've been down there. I mean, I was in the bottom of a bottle for 18 years. So yes, I definitely
Yeah.
have a lot of empathy for you, Brad.
Were you using when you were in the Marine Corps, like drugs and stuff, or just alcohol at that time?
Recreationally, yes. Like I would come home on leave or like a long 96, and what would happen was I would always get so drunk that in order for me to drink more and drink longer, I needed to go find an upper to keep me awake so I could keep the party going. But I could always turn it off. Like when I knew, like, all right, it's getting ready to go back to camp. Like I need to turn this shit off. I could turn it off until I couldn't turn it off anymore once I was out. Once I was out and I didn't have the ability to turn it off, like, imagine my life sitting right there on a mirror and just dropping that mirror from a 10-story building. My life just shattered, like, because I lost that ability to turn that
Yeah.
off.
So you were using in homelessness for 3 years. What was the light switch that came on that saved you?
I was finally ready to do something different.
Right.
I attempted to hang myself in a jail cell in Crittenden County, Arkansas, June of 2018. And at that time, a God wink or whatever it is, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, I guess, and I was trying to hang myself, and a Bible slid underneath the jail cell door and hit me in my feet as I'm like hunkering down on that noose. And I tried for like 2 weeks to try to get that Bible back underneath the door. Like I tried like opening it and like folding it in a certain way, and I could never get it out. I could never get it back to the other side of that door. Like, and that's when I knew, like, okay, like maybe I'm not supposed to be living this way.
Right.
But because I was stuck in that vicious cycle, as soon as I got out of jail, I was right back into the mix of things. And within 2 months, I was arrested again in Shelby County. And that's when I spent several months in Shelby County Jail waiting to get accepted into the Shelby County Veterans Court program. And that's why I give them, a great credit to my life. But ultimately, the first thing I always have to say is God. God saved me. God gave me the second chance, and He put all of these people that are in my life today in place for a reason.
Right.
And things happen the way that they happen for whatever reason they happen.
Brad, how long was treatment court? 18 months, 12 months?
No, it's at minimum 12 months, but because they only do graduations every 3 months, depending on when you get accepted into the program, sometimes it's a little bit longer. I think mine was a total of 14 months because I got accepted February 28th of 2019, but then I had to wait until the next graduation after I had already been in the program for 12 months. So I graduated January, I think April of 2020. So 14 months total.
Wow.
And in that program, I mean, they did everything. Like,
Yeah.
I did some cognitive behavior therapy. I did moral recognition therapy. I did anger management. I did the substance abuse. They didn't require me to go to AA, but I found AA worked for me. And it's
Me too.
easy to work a 12-step program. It's like a life guide for me today. And
It
if I'm
is.
faced with any kind of challenge, just remove the word alcohol and put whatever I'm faced with. And there's a solution for literally every conflict that I can have inside my brain housing group right here.
Agreed.
What are you doing?
That's a good one.
What are you doing today to keep focused and stay away from all the evil?
Part of what I do today is exactly what we're doing right now. I'm carrying this message to other people that might be suffering and they just don't know it, or they don't know that there's people that have went through the same things. I went and spoke at the National Association of Drug Court Professionals conference in Nashville, Tennessee earlier this year. Veterans Court wanted to use my story as a success story for their 10 years of operating a program. So I spoke at this national conference showing others that, this is why we do what we do. I'm getting ready to go to Atlanta, Georgia next week and speak at a fundraiser where like Home Depot and Coca-Cola and all these like elite level foundations are going to be in there with deep pockets, helping raise money for Flanders Fields, which is battling homeless veterans with PTSD and substance abuse disorders. So that's that's how I do what I do. I sponsor men. The charge that got me into Veterans Court, I committed a vandalism and a burglary, and it was actually involved a Bartlett police officer, a city of Bartlett police officer. Coming full circle now, like I sponsor in a 12-step program a Bartlett police officer, and I have been able to make amends to that Bartlett police officer that got me into the Shelby County Veterans Court program. I get asked to like volunteer for like police officer functions like today. Like I would have never envisioned that my life would become what it is today, but it's all because of my mistakes and not making me who I am, but I learned from them.
That's pretty awesome.
Beautiful, dude.
So
beautiful.
You ever thought about becoming a public speaker and just travel around and speak to groups?
Man, if God sees fit, then at some point I'd be open to it. If He opens that door, then I would have to, because that's one of those things. If I can give hope to just one person, but if I can give hope to 100 people that are just like me, then I've made an impact.
Man, I think you need to be the surgeon for the VFW for the state of Tennessee. All right.
Well, I am the surgeon at our post, so we'll see.
No offense, Fred Casper, but I think Brad, I think he's got this in the bag, man. Come on.
Well, life's pretty hectic these days. I have 5 kids at home. I've been blessed with a wonderful wife that's always also in recovery. I work a full-time job at a roofing company that's veteran owned here in Carterville, Tennessee. So I have a full-time job. I work on my individual recovery. I'm there for other people in recovery. I've connected to multiple different veteran service organizations in some sort of aspect. Life is pretty hectic, but I love it today.
Yeah, dude, you are busy. You wear a lot of hats. Kind of reminds me of last year. I'm trying to get rid of my hats right now, and work on me.
That's a lie.
I know. No, swear to God, man.
You keep add more hats.
Look, man, it's hard to pour from an empty cup. Sometimes you got to work on yourself and fill that cup up.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you know what? I've actually learned how to say no this year.
What, your codependent ass knows how to say no now? Like
I've said no to like 3 different people, and I'm like amazed at myself. I was like, holy shit, God must be working His magic right now, because I'm saying no to people and not thinking about them, but thinking about myself sometimes, because you're right. Sometimes you need to fill that cup. Sometimes you need to re-energize. Sometimes you need to take a step back and let everyone else deal with it. Okay. And then you step back and you're like, okay, you're cool.
Yep.
The world is not going to burn without you being involved in it. Okay. You don't have to be involved in everything. And I finally learned that. Thank God.
Yeah, it was, I had a lot of shame at one point in my life, and my
Me
mom
too.
was there when I was sentenced. But then Veterans Court picked up the charge, and I did a news interview last week, and about one of the Irreverent Warriors Memphis. So I made the news here in the local area, and I sent it to my mom. I was like, "Look, Mom, we have humor and we can laugh about things today." I was like, "Look, Mom, I made the news, and it wasn't for criminal charges this time." Yeah.
And I gotta apologize. I'm sorry I didn't make the hike. I couldn't get there. I had a VFW thing to do that day, and I
It's
just
all
couldn't
good.
make it. I'm sorry, man.
Well, we're all good.
But
Pencil in your calendar, September 30th of next year.
I heard your hike was amazing. I did go to Nashville, just because I was doing it for Zach. I didn't have anything that weekend. But September 30th, hey, to all you guys out there, September 30th, y'all better be in Memphis for the IW hike. And Brad, if you can get Donnie O'Malley to come to the hike, we would really appreciate it here at the TSP, because we need to interview that guy. Because I haven't talked to Donnie in like a year and a half. So I don't know if he'd take my calls.
I'll bring it up at the leadership conference next month.
Oh, my. Yeah, where's it going to be?
Dallas, I believe.
It's going to be in Dallas? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I wish you were there when we did it at the Black Rifle Coffee Place. Man, that was cool to see that. That was 3 years ago? 3 years ago, yeah.
So.
That was cool. Damn, but you're doing so much good for the community, man. I'm really impressed. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud to call you my brother in a lot of things, because we share a lot of similar stories. And we both think the Veterans Treatment Court is the way to go, and it is. It saves lives. It helped me. I mean, damn, Cindy wouldn't even let me have my own hike until I was 6 months sober.
Yeah.
And that was Nashville. And I had just started the program too. I was like phase 1 when the hike went on in 2019.
Really?
It's crazy.
Right on. So what's next for Brad?
Oh
now?
yeah. What's next on this saga?
What's next? Going to Atlanta next week and trying to raise money for that. And then I'm gonna take a couple weeks off from any kind of engagements and just really kind of focus in on the holiday. Like I said, we got 5 kids, so getting all that prepared for
That's
the big day on
expensive.
Christmas Day.
That's a big tab right there. That's a lot of presents. Holy shit.
Yeah. Santa set a budget this year for the kids, so we'll see what Santa can bring with the budget that we set. It's still pretty comfortable for the kids.
I don't know how you guys can do it. We've got a couple guys in our VFW with like multiple children. How do you guys do that? I mean the presents, the taking them to school, the lunches. I mean, that's just like that must take you like an hour in the morning at least.
Well, luckily, most of our kids ride the bus. My daughter's old enough; she's got her driver's license now, and we were able to get her a car, so she has a car. So she drives the other daughter, and they go to the same school, and then the other kids ride the bus, and one of them is in a pre-K program at the elementary school, so she's not eligible. So between, grandparents and then my wife and I, we figure it out, whether one person's taking and one person's dropping off. And then by the time I'm getting off work, I'm usually messaging the kids and saying, what do y'all want for dinner? And I stop by the grocery store. Everything's so damn expensive today. Like, we figured out, like, if we tried to grocery shop for a week or 2 weeks at a time, what we said we wanted on Friday, but we decided on Sunday, by the Friday rolls around, we don't want that shit anymore, and it sits in the fridge and waste. So I go to the grocery store literally every single day and then come home and cook for everybody. I like cooking. We might have to do a cooking podcast.
I'm down with that, buddy.
I like to smoke food, and I'm doing a standing prime rib for Christmas, and I like to
Nice.
use my griddle and cook on the grill and all that good stuff. The kids call it my Jesus and up because I like to use seasonings. I'm not your typical cook where I only use salt and pepper. I
That's
use
right.
everything in the kitchen.
Damn,
Yeah,
good for
I'm
you.
down. Yeah, I talk food all day long, man. I love cooking also.
Dude, we
Yeah.
definitely need to do an episode of Cooking with Squidly and featuring Commander Fleek, past Commander Fleek, and Brad Bell. That'd be an awesome, awesome episode.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do a barbecue contest here in the Memphis area
Hell yeah.
for veterans and veteran service organizations, and really just the community in itself to come together. And because cooking can be real therapeutic, you can
Very.
find a lot of therapy in cooking. So I want to
Yes.
do a barbecue contest, like non circuit related, but have some circuit judges, like so we know. But it's really catered to like the backyard barbecuers, just to get together, have fun, talk about things, and like why we love cooking so much the way that we do. So it's there's a multiple different reasons why I want to do it. And the VFW post in Carterville has a perfect plot of land out back to be able to do that.
You got that brick pit in the back, man. Hell yeah, of course. Are you guys gonna get the pool back in Collierville? Because I think you should.
I don't think we can. I don't think for insurance reasons and liability reasons, I don't think the town would approve an open air public pool like that on our land again. I think that might
Damn.
be why I got filled in to begin with.
Man, and yeah, Fleek, if you've never been to Collierville Post, they have so much land in the back, but there used to be a pool back there. And if you go in the backyard, you can still feel the iron things that are coming out from the concrete. It's just crazy. And it's a great post. I always love going to Collierville. I do. It's cute town, great post. And you guys always do it well in Christmas. You guys are like the number one town in Tennessee for Christmas, right?
Yeah. Our Christmas parade is tomorrow, actually. So tomorrow, between the VFW Auxiliary, Irreverent Warriors Memphis, and the Fayette County American Legion, we're all partnering together to walk in the Carterville Christmas Parade and pull a float.
Nice.
Hmm.
Nice.
Very cool. So, I had a question for you, and it just freaking slipped out of my head.
Yo, what's up with your what's up with the lighting, Flake? You keep on going from like dark to light to dark to light. I mean,
I don't know.
you're doing some John Wick stuff over there. Come on, what's
Yeah,
going on?
trying to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, I am. I'm on my toes. I am.
So, I was just cruising around your Facebook page because I was looking for a picture of you at the Grizzlies game. How'd you get the pick for that?
So I applied for they were doing a veterans, it was close to Veterans Day, and they were doing like a veterans dinner hosted by Ashley Furniture and the Memphis Grizzlies, and I won one of those 50 tickets. They gave 2 game tickets and hosted 50 veterans plus a guest for dinner at the Rock and Soul Museum. And I won one of the grand prizes that they were raffling off, which was 4 really nice tickets and an on-court experience. And, that
Damn.
was really surreal. I've been a Grizzlies fan since they came to Memphis 20 years ago. And then, looking back, I spent 3 years homeless and I was in jail, and I was like, I was like a menace to society is what I kind of felt like. But to be brought onto a almost sellout crowd and be recognized as a hero of the game with my family on the court with me, like every life is surreal today. As hectic
Yeah.
as it can be, as fast paced as it can be, like I'm full of gratitude and blessed that I am able to do the things that I'm able to do in the community today.
Did they let you sit on the court for the game too?
they didn't let us sit on the court. We were about 10 rows up from the court.
Yeah.
So we had some really nice tickets. And then right after halftime, they brought us down on the court. So we got to be on the court, standing on the court for probably about 6 minutes, and then until they called their second timeout. When they went to that second media timeout, they brought me out to half court, and they read my biography, and like the crowd was standing, and man, I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Did you
They
cry?
gave me a jersey. No, I didn't cry. I didn't cry, man. I don't
What?
cry.
Hey, I cried. No. Hey, they did that for
I'm
me
just kidding.
at the Preds,
I
and I cried my eyes out, man. I mean that. If you ever get that done, Fleek, have you ever been
No,
recognized? Well,
not
when
like
it
that.
happens,
Not at a
and it
sporting event.
will, it'll change your life. I mean, I got to meet Benino, number 10, for the Preds. He doesn't play for them anymore, but it was just. I mean, I was a hockey player. Now you love the Grizzlies. I'm not like a huge basketball fan, but I was a hockey guy, and somebody put my name in for that, and it changes your life. You're like you're for a long time I thought I was a piece of shit because I was a drunk, I was a blackout drunk, and you get in front of all these people and you're like, oh shit, maybe my life isn't that bad. And Brad, you probably went through the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I cried my eyes out, man. It was very touching.
No,
Damn.
I didn't cry. I do cry, but I didn't cry at that aspect. I'm pretty in tune with my emotions today, and I let them flow freely. It's a healthy expression of emotion.
It is. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I love to cry.
as men, for years, we're trained and conditioned to not cry.
Mhm.
One of the videos I watched in treatment was about masculinity and how if you're a daughter, if that daughter falls, the daughter typically gets picked up, comforted, and coddled. And if a boy
Right.
falls, the first thing it says is pick yourself up, dust yourself off, don't cry, you're tough. And that's just how we're conditioned. So today, I learn how to process emotions as they come into my mind, and as I'm feeling, and I recognize my thoughts and feelings, and I'm able to check those waterworks every now and then, and it feels okay. Like,
Yeah. It's awesome. Um, where'd you meet your wife at? You said she's recovering also. Did you meet her in the program?
I did meet her in the program. It's kind of frowned upon, like when people meet in AA rooms and stuff like that, especially when one has way more sobriety than the other. The underground term is 13th stepping, because
Yep.
you're in the room looking for romance. But, it just kind of happened. Like I was actually at a meeting and I was sharing about Veterans Court was letting me travel out of the area and go see my kids. And I shared that in a meeting. And my wife, now wife, said, that was really, seeing you and hearing you talk about reconnecting with your children really means a lot. Like, and we just kind of started talking, and then within a few months we were dating, and then after a couple years we were married, and we get to hold each other accountable because we're both
Yeah.
alcoholics and we both work a program. I'm not her sponsor, and she's not my sponsor, but both of us being from a similar past, if there's a little bit of chaos, I can be a support system for her and she can be a support system for me. But we can also call each other out on our bullshit sometimes. Like,
Yep.
hey,
Right.
like you're going through some things, but have you done a gratitude list? Like, what are you really in conflict with right now? Like, what do you have to be grateful for about the situation that we're currently in?
Do you
But
need to make amends? Do you need to do a step 10?
yeah,
What's going on here?
yeah,
Now
yeah.
you said 13th step, and I got a kind of a funny story about that 13th step. Because in my second time of trying to get sober, God, I think it was like 10 years ago, I did do a 13th step, and I made amends to that woman, but she was from Kentucky, and yeah, um, yeah, that's my only thing for 13th step. So I've done it
Yeah.
once, never do it again.
But that's one of the
What?
amazing
Fleek,
things.
don't shake your head, man. Come on. I'm only human, man. I'm only
I hear
human.
you. I hear you, buddy.
Recovery in those rooms brought me an amazing relationship. It's the healthiest relationship I've ever been in my entire life.
Dude, your
I've been in a
cat
lot of
misses you
relationships.
like
I
big
was gonna
time
say,
right
is that
now.
the same cat? Is he just doing loops around your
Yeah,
mind
I
there?
think it's deja vu. It's like the
great.
Matrix, man.
Yeah.
Something's
Well, I've got
wrong.
the dog. Trust me, if my dogs were in here, they would be right up my ass too. Like from the time I walk in the door, like all the house animals. We have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and all of them are just like, "Hit, you're home." I've got the
Dude,
dogs outside right now.
my dog is at my door barking. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's like, he wants me to like pet him. I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
I gotta finish.
Yeah, Gunner and Liberty are
Baron, hush.
outside. They're sitting there at the door waiting for me to get off this podcast, so I'll let them in and continue saying hi and give them snacks.
Treats. Yeah, they love the treats.
Hey, I want to go back to food for a second. What kind of smoker do you have?
Oh,
A Pit Boss vertical. One of the things that I don't have a lot of is time. So I went with a pellet smoker, and I went with the vertical because it's big enough to do what I need it to do when I'm cooking for a lot of people. I think the most I've done was for a poker run for Shelby County Veterans Court. I did 8 pork butts in that smoker at once, and it's kind of a set it and forget it, but a lot of for me is the prep work and putting in some TLC to the butts and brining them and injecting them and rubbing them. Like that's part of the cooking process to me too, where I get the most therapy and the most creativity.
Yeah, I agree. I have a pellet grill myself. I have the Weber smoke fire, but I started on the stick burners. I've had pretty much all of them, and so I just prefer it. I know people call it the easy bake oven, man, but hey, listen, I don't have to sit up all night and babysit my brisket either.
Nope.
Well, look, and don't sell the pellet smoker short. You can get a real good bark you get the best bark on a stick burner. But I hauled my pellet smoker to a barbecue competition for a recovery barbecue competition here in the area. Because, a lot of barbecuers like to drink beer, but, people that are in recovery, might not necessarily want to go to a barbecue competition because of the environment. So there is a barbecue competition here in the area strictly for people that are in recovery. I hauled that pellet smoker to that competition, and I took first place in ribs. I took second place in beef. I took second place in anything but, and I took third place in butt, competing against all of these stick burner guys. And they were like, "Who is this asshole coming in here with a pellet smoker?"
Good job, brother. That's awesome. I didn't know about that. Damn, good job, man.
Yeah, I want to do a competition, but I literally don't know anything about the ins and outs, So I'd have to go and sit with somebody for a couple times, and then I'd go feel comfortable doing it myself.
Well, we got a veteran here in the Memphis area that's on a competition team. I met him through IW. I can get his info and send it to you. And he's always said, if you're interested and you want to sit on a team and see how it operates, just let me know and we'll get you connected. So I'm sure I could probably get that same offer extended to you.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him. I'll talk to anybody about food.
Yeah.
Hey, we could talk to him. We could interview him and talk about his life and talk about the smoker. I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, I would love to talk to a veteran smoker. Just make a whole podcast, the whole hour, talk about his life and smoking meat.
I'm pretty sure he took third place in whole hog at the Memphis MA World Championship barbecue contest this past year. So he's on a real deal Holyfield team.
Nice.
Dang.
What
about a flat top? You have a Blackstone or anything?
I do. I've got the Pit Boss. Blackstone comparable.
Yeah. So I just saw one of those. Instead of like the steel, they have like was it porcelain or something?
Ceramic coated.
Ceramic, yeah. So you don't even need to like season it and stuff, man. You're just good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
My wife says I've got so many like things to cook with. Like Hell, I'll cook in the air fryer if I'm short on time. I'll run that stove. I'll run the oven. I've got a smoker. I've got the flat top. I've got a Weber kettle for when I really want, something grilled.
Yeah.
I'm looking to add that uni pizza oven to my arsenal because I want some of those
Nice.
Same. That thing
I
like
is
hear good things
badass.
about that thing, man.
Yeah.
That thing, I saw that on the TV. Wow, that thing is cool shit.
And it's not just pizzas you can do on it though. You can do
Yeah.
steaks, like broiled steaks, like flame broiled steaks in that pizza oven, and it just, man, there's so much I want to do with it. And I'm like, all right, that's what I'm gonna get. I think that's my
Oh
next
yeah.
thing that I'm gonna cook with.
That's on my short list too. My wife gets mad at me when I come home with more cookers, man, because I have multiple grills, flat tops. She told me I'm not allowed to add any more out on the back patio
Yeah.
until I
My wife
bring them.
jokes and says that she married me because of my cooking.
Yeah.
So it wasn't my
Oh,
good
yeah.
looks that she married me for. It was my cooking.
Well,
Nice.
if we ever get together, if I'm ever in Memphis or you ever near Nashville, man, let's get together and cook something.
Okay. Exchange some secrets.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's great. We'll teach Andrew how to cook.
Excuse me? I was a chef for like 10 years. So,
That's
hey,
what I thought. I thought he's like a culinary expert and shit.
dude,
Yeah,
I even went to culinary
I gotta
school.
give him shit though.
No,
Yeah.
no, you guys got it on the grill. Okay. I'm a flat top guy, salamander, saute, no problem. You guys do a whole different style of cooking that I wouldn't know anything about it. I'd know like the basics, but like your cooking and like how I was taught like French, French culinary skills and shit, like
Yeah,
dicing and julienne and all
fancy
that kind of
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, you guys don't do the fancy stuff. You
No.
guys just get right to it and cook.
Hey, Brad. So if you ever need to know what side the salad fork goes on, just
Oh
give
shit.
Andrew a call.
Yeah, that's right.
Or the soup spoon.
Hold on, there's
That's on
there's different
hey,
forks.
the dessert spoon is up north. Okay. It's up here. The little fork and knife are up top. And then you got
That's
the
the
salad. Yeah.
Hey, listen. All I need is a fork and a spoon, man. I'll use it for my dessert. I'll use it for everything.
Yep.
And right now I don't really care. I don't cook anymore. I cook for my wife and that's it. I don't cook for
Yeah.
anybody else. I'll do a pancake breakfast, maybe. But then I'm usually out talking to people and I get my minions to cook for me.
Well, like long term, I'd love to have a barbecue place, but those are like, barbecue places here in Memphis. You find one on every single corner. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yep.
do one in Memphis. I want to take Memphis style barbecue to somewhere where I'm going to retire,
Yeah.
and then do it, kind of for fun, and then still love it at the same time. If I cooked for a living now, I would eventually hate it because it's so wearing sometimes.
Dude, it
Yeah.
is. For 10 years, I didn't get to go home on a vacation because I had to do buffet style for Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I never went home for a holiday, like when I was cooking at all. It was, and it's on your feet. You're on your feet like 16 to 18 hours a day, and you got to go to the walk-in. Now back then I was drinking, and so I would hide a bottle of wine in the walk-in. So if shit got fucking heavy, I'd be like, hey, I'm at a Radishes, and I'd go to the walk-in and I'd take a couple tugs of that wine and go back online. Now, one time I drank a little bit too much on the line, and they're like, Andrew, you got to go home. I'm like, all right. I pushed the limit on that one, really big
Yeah.
time. I did. And don't use a mandolin when you're drunk because you will really
Oh
hurt
my
yourself.
God, that sounds horrible.
It happened, and dude, I
Oh
cut off half
God.
my thumb cutting onions because I
Uh,
didn't look what I was doing. Oh,
I don't
dude,
want to use a mandolin when I'm sober.
no mandolin, dude, mandolin. Whoever invented the mandolin, it was like a practical joke. Like
Yeah.
seriously, you should never, ever, ever use that because I
That
actually. Mm.
Hey, the mandolin or the box grinder thing
Oh no,
for the
definitely
cheese.
not. No, I
Yeah,
hate
don't
that.
use
Nope,
that
I hate
thing
both
either.
those things. Dude, I'm sober 4 years, And I used a mandolin the other day, and I cut myself on my palm.
Yeah.
And I was being extra careful, and I still cut myself.
Yeah, I had one. My wife hated it.
Dude,
I
that
think she
shit
tossed
hurt
it on me.
like, oh man, I was wearing a bandage. Like I went to church and my priest actually, when I was taking communion, she actually held my hand and prayed over my mandolin injury. I was like, I love this woman. I love this church. Yes, thank you.
You keep disappearing into your fancy house.
Or like this. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, where am I? Where'd I go? Oh, I'm back. Hold on, I gotta turn on the light because it's getting kind of dark in here.
Well, you got all your lights on now. Are you good? I mean, we're only in the middle of a podcast, man.
Oh,
you all right?
dude, come on, man. I mean, this is like, this is why we won Best Navy Podcast because of this shit.
Yeah.
All right. No other podcast is like this.
Yeah.
Brad, I just want you to know what Fleek did. He had this great idea of capturing veteran stories like yourself, like Jake Clark, Jeffrey Sabins, Aubrey Wren. I mean, all these guys. And we had our Purple Heart special, but it's all
Uncle
his
Si.
idea. Huh?
Uncle Si.
Uncle Si. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God. That was a big one. But yeah, I mean, he had this idea. And I was like, and he asked me, he's like, hell yeah, I want to help out with this. Because listening to these stories, I mean, we've listened to pilots, grunts on the ground, logistic guys, comm guys, World War II guys, Korean guys, Vietnam veterans. I mean, we've talked to all walks of life. And you know what? It's awesome to hear these stories. It really is. And all credit goes to Fleek for this idea because I don't know. Fleek, did you see that digital article about us?
I did.
Oh my God. I can't wait until that comes out.
You have to download like the app or something.
It's like an Apple. It's like an Apple app, right?
Yeah, I downloaded
Look
it
at my
last night.
amazing wife. She just walked in the door.
Hey.
Hello, ma'am.
Wow. Well, dude, Brad.
No, we didn't talk about you.
Well, Brad, dude, you do amazing things, man. And we got to get together with this Flanders Field because I want to bring that over here.
Okay.
To Murfreesboro because we have a lot of homeless, man. And actually, there's a guy, I'm not going to give you his name, but last night there was a 20-year Navy vet sleeping. I was watching him last night. He was in a bunk. He's been with us for about 3 weeks now, and my heart goes out to him, man. I mean, my heart goes out to all the homeless gentlemen,
of course, yeah.
But when it hits veterans, I mean that's
it hits
hard. It's a real tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, those are that's a phrase that should never go together. Homeless veteran.
No, shouldn't.
There should be more programs for veterans like myself, and they're coming around. We got 3 programs here in the Memphis area specifically for homeless veterans.
Is that Combat for Compassion? Is that one of them?
No, Combat for Compassion is for veterans, the children and families that were affected by veteran suicide.
Right.
That's right. We got Barron Heights, we got Alpha Omega, we got CAP Incorporated has a veterans transition program for homeless veterans, and it's all funded by the VA hospital in their homeless office. So
we don't have anything like that in Murfreesboro. Nothing.
You have one in Nashville.
In Nashville, yeah, but that's 35 miles away.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to, if they're here, we have to send them down there or up there. Sorry, and Murfreesboro is starting to become a huge city in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And we're getting
growing, isn't it?
Yes.
In 2021, we were the boomiest boom town in America.
Okay.
And I know we were at 94.6% or some shit like that. Murfreesboro is killing it.
Yeah. Because of people like me.
because
All
of
these
people like you
damn Yankees.
and people like and people from Florida. Hey, come up to Murfreesboro, or the people in Nashville. Why don't you go to Murfreesboro? It's a lot cheaper there. I'm like, oh, crap.
It's
More
not that
people.
cheap. It's not that cheap in Murfreesboro, though.
It used to be. I mean,
It used
shit,
to be,
6
not
years
anymore.
ago, it was cheap as
Yeah.
hell for me. Now, not so
Well,
much.
everywhere is expensive. Nowhere is cheap today.
That's true. That's true. But
Yeah.
Brad, you got dinner to go to or something like that?
My daughter has a chorus concert tonight, so she's in choir at her high school. So we've
Okay.
got a chorus concert tonight, and we've got a orchestra recital next week, and then another orchestra the following week. But yeah, so we got a chorus concert tonight, and then getting ready to go to the grocery store and get dinner and cook that, and then go to the chorus
Right.
concert.
Okay.
So, hey,
There you
just to
go.
let you know that this episode went longer than Lieutenant Colonel Scheller's episode went.
It did. Yeah, his was only like 57 minutes. You're at 100. You're at an hour and 2 minutes right
I'm
now.
at an hour and 2 minutes. I see that ticker right there.
I know, right?
So, Vince, I appreciate the opportunity. I've been following what y'all have been doing. I've been loving seeing what y'all been putting out, and it's really been an honor to be a guest on your show tonight.
Dude,
It's
you're
definitely
doing it,
our
man. You're
honor.
doing it.
Yes. Thanks for hopping on with us. Go spend time with your family. Go cook something good, and
All right.
let's get together soon and cook
Yeah.
something.
All right. Sounds good.
God bless
All
you,
right,
Brad.
Yes. Take care, buddy. God bless.
God bless.